Thank you, Mr. Desai. Next, ladies and gentlemen, to speak to us on Asia's IT and BPM destination of choice, please welcome Mr. Channa Manoharan, Chairman of the Sri Lanka Association of Software and Services Companies, also known as SLASCOM.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a pleasure to be here at the Sri Lanka Investment Forum representing the IT BPM industry. Sri Lanka is known for many things. Its lovely beaches, delicious tea, exquisite gems, and the differentiated value proposition our manufacturing industry brings to the table. But one of the best hidden secrets of Sri Lanka is the IT BPM industry. In the short video you watched today, we amply demonstrated the differentiated value proposition the IT BPM industry in Sri Lanka brings to the table. What I would like to do today is to share with you our accomplishments, what the future would look like, and how you can be part of the future. Businesses are facing many challenges today. A combination of mega trends, whether it be climate change, the mobility challenges, demographic changes, and also geopolitics, and also the unprecedented events that we are seeing, such as the pandemic, and the rise of technology are disrupting hitherto tested and well-established business models. This has put the onus of innovation on the incumbents, and the industries need to embrace innovation and technology to move forward. In order to remain agile, they need to remain agile and also be nimble, and that's where a country like Sri Lanka comes to the party. Sri Lanka has been powering global innovation for the last 30 years, and our ingenuity has been powering global brands to stay ahead of the curve and to embrace technology and innovation. Sri Lanka, from its inception, recognized the importance of embracing innovation and also value engineering, and have carved out a niche in delivering solutions by embracing emerging technologies. This is fueled by our innate ability and a mindset of collaboration and partnership, which has fueled many international brands. In 2018, the industry stakeholders came together to create a unified brand known as the Island of Ingenuity, in short, IOI. This brand represents what our partners and our clients have told us time and time again as to why they prefer to partner with Sri Lankan talent and Sri Lankan organizations. These values are being inculcated in our future talent as well, and the proof of it is our innovators and technologists coming out tops consistently in international technology initiatives by Google, by Microsoft, and IEEE. Over the years, we have seen the emergence of 4 distinct business models or operating models for global brands to pursue in Sri Lanka. One is captive innovation centers, where organizations who are seeking to innovate and want to accelerate the innovation journey invest in captive innovation centers in Sri Lanka. The other is using Sri Lanka as a digital gateway to Asia. Here, leveraging technology and using Sri Lanka as a test bed for such technology, you use Sri Lanka's unique geographical location. The organizations could benefit by targeting the ever-expanding Asian markets. The other operating model is to invest in digital disruptors. Invest in companies who are producing world-class IP and transformational IP, and there is a thriving startup ecosystem to consider as well. The other is to complement operations in India, and we call this the India +1 strategy, whereby you can set up BCP centers and innovation centers in Sri Lanka. Let me share some of the success stories around these operating models shortly. Organizations who want to be at the forefront of technology need to invest in talent, in specialized talent, and they need to own the innovation journey. Captive Innovation Centers in Sri Lanka facilitate that. One of the success stories in establishing innovation centers is Cisco. Cisco is a world's largest food services provider with footprint in over 90 countries, serving a global clientele. In addition to food services and food products to the restaurant industry, it also supplies to the healthcare, education, and the lodging industry. Cake Labs was a Sri Lankan startup. It approached Cisco to offer its transformational and leading-edge cloud-based restaurant operating systems. These discussions went forward where Cisco decided to invest in Cake Labs, and therein there was the birth of Cisco Labs, where Sri Lanka's ingenuity is now helping to reimagine the entire food services value chain. One of the things that impressed Cisco is the talent that is available in Sri Lanka from our university system is not only competent in technology, they also have business acumen. They understand the requirements of business, and they do understand business operations. Today, Cisco is 1,200 plus strong and growing. Another example of a success story that I want to share is Pearson's. Pearson's is one of the world's leading learning company with expertise in educational courseware and assessment. Pearson set up in 2008 on a build, operated, and transfer model with Virtusa, one of the global technology services companies. And upon transfer, Pearson's is growing and is today is 1,200 plus strong, and is venturing into emerging technologies in enriching the experience of students who are learning in this platform. Today, we are proud to say that Sri Lankan ingenuity is transforming and fueling the educations of millions of children all over the world. One of the reasons that Pearson sees companies like Pearson's is able to scale is the public-private partnership and the industry-academia collaboration, whereby we focus on creating a future-ready workforce. We have embedded our future essential skills into the curriculum of our industry. In addition to that, we are also working on fueling the minds and influence the future generation of talent starting from schools throughout the value chain in the education system. We see innovation centers embedding technology and emerging technology to meet global demand. So AI, intelligent automation, conversational interfaces, and extended reality are seamlessly being embraced by the innovation centers to cater to the emerging innovation needs. We recognize the need to upskill our existing workforce in these emerging technologies, and the industry and the government and academia have invested in centers of excellence, initially focusing on 4 emerging themes. We are able to do this seamlessly because of the flexible and open mindset of our talent, which is one of the ingenuity traits appreciated by our stakeholders. Let me now move on to the Digital Gateway of Asia strategy. Sri Lanka's geographical location is not the only advantage that facilitates this strategy. Organizations have used Sri Lanka successfully to expand as a regional hub and to expand into Asia's growing markets. The social indicators, strong social indicators, literacy and excellent infrastructure, the hospitable people, and the ease of doing business along with, of course, the tropical climate of Sri Lanka, facilitates the attraction of MNCs and to use Sri Lanka as a regional hub by global giants. One of the successful examples is Axiata Digital Labs. Axiata Group, Berhad, a leading telecommunication provider in the region, set up its operations nearly 2 decades ago in Sri Lanka as a telecom services provider. Over the years, it recognized the innovation capability of the Sri Lankan talent and its people, and seamlessly started creating, and Sri Lanka emerged as an innovation hub for the Axiata Group. In 2019, it carved out the talent who is creating this innovation in technology into a separate unit called the Axiata Digital Labs. And today, it serves as the centralized R&D team for the region from Sri Lanka. It employs nearly 1,000 technologists and our talent, and today it's growing. And these centers are using, as I said earlier, all the emerging technologies around big data, AI, RPA, and Axiata Group is using Sri Lanka as a test market to test these emerging technologies and thereafter to expand it to the region. In terms of seamless transition, Sri Lanka is able to do that effectively because of its natural beauty, the streamlined visa processes, and of course, flexible mobility that our regulations allow for international resources to come and work in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is one of the easiest places for expats to come and settle down. We also have world-class accommodation spaces and a world-class leisure and other activities which allows young talent to come and thrive in Sri Lanka. No international company has struggled to convince its talent to come and settle down in Sri Lanka, but has always had a difficulty in asking them to move out of Sri Lanka. Let me share another success story of how a Swedish company, IFS, was already established in Sri Lanka, R&D center. It has been in Sri Lanka for over 2 decades. From its humble beginnings, today it has grown up to nearly 2,000 people in the R&D center. What they did effectively was to use that base and to expand into Asian markets. They took the knowledge that they learned in implementing ERPs in the apparel sector and the manufacturing sector and used that as a springboard to enter the Bangladesh market, and they have not looked back ever since. The regional expansion is going to be fueled by some of the ingredients that Sri Lanka has to offer. And one of the game changers is the Port City Special Economic Zone, which is going to be able to compete. Companies who are going to set up here will be able to compete with international peers because of the world-class infrastructure and also the special tax concessions and ease of doing business it's going to offer. The Port City is expected to create a 500% increase in available office space in Colombo, which will be world-class infrastructure. The IT BPM industry is seen as a catalyst by the government, and therefore we have one of the most attractive tax regimes in the country, in the region, with zero tax being levied on the income tax from an income tax perspective. Also, there are plenty of tax concessions available based on the investments that you make, and we have one of the most effective, one of the lowest effective tax rates for expats and local residents. Several import duties on equipment and technology required, such as IoT, is duty-free, so that enables an ecosystem of innovation. Let me now move on to how companies can leverage the digital disruptors in Sri Lanka. As I mentioned earlier, we have a thriving startup ecosystem, and companies have used and invested in digital disruptors in Sri Lanka to become world-class. The returns experienced by such investors have been multiple-fold. Let me take the example of WSO2. WSO2 is an open source middleware vendor whose technology today is powering 5 trillion transactions annually and is powering eBay and Amazon as well. So our companies and startups have the capability to foray into international markets, stand shoulder to shoulder with its peers, and be world-class disruptors. WSO2 attracted nearly $40 million in investments from reputed investment firms such as Turbo Capital. And it is now today nearly employing 1,500 people in its innovation center in Sri Lanka. Tavistock Group is another successful example where Tavistock is a reputed multi-million-dollar investment fund. It came to Sri Lanka and created Elevate Group by buying into several nimble and small but very innovative tech companies in Sri Lanka. Today, it is using the capabilities of these tech companies to enrich the experience and to digitally transform its companies in its investment portfolio. Sri Lanka is home to a number of innovative, groundbreaking technology startups, and therefore that provides the government has recognized the need to support the broad basing of tech companies throughout the country. Government has now is investing in creating technology clusters across the country. It's also encouraging, it's also investing in setting up technoparks where all the ingredients required to create an effective ecosystem of tech enablement is taking place. We have plenty of innovative startups across several verticals, whether it be agri-tech, fintech, and regtech, available for investment. In addition to government's efforts to create an enabling environment, it's also keen to diffuse technology into key economic sectors. We have seen our apparel sector, which is dominated by MAS and Brandix, who are producing world-class lingerie and apparels to the top brands in the world, are embedding wearable tech into their production. Similarly, in agri, in other, and also in healthcare, government is having several initiatives and incentives to diffuse technology into these key sectors. Let me move on very quickly to the India One Plus strategy. Our experience is that, and several success stories I will share, is that companies who come initially to set up complementary centers in Sri Lanka, such as BCP centers, eventually move on to and become innovators and value adders to their captive innovation centers in the region and support businesses in the region. For one example is HSBC. Initially set up as a BCP site, today they're doing some value-added services, including financial investigations, anti-money laundering, and regulatory services supporting the bank. It's also using groundbreaking work at the bank in the use of AI, big data, and data analytics for better financial governance. Another recent example is HCL, one of the global giants in technology, seeded out of India. Today, HCL has set up its operations. It initially planned to set up a center here of 1,500 people, but having experienced the talent and the ingenuity in our talent, it has now plans to scale up its operations to nearly 5,000 people within the next 5 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, the IT BPM industry is taking off. It is one of the hidden gems to the world, and today I hope that you have seen the potential and the ability of the IT BPM industry to innovate and to assist global giants to become world beaters. Our ingenuity is impacting the world. I hope you will join us in our ingenuity journey. Thank you.